Dog leash. This one we're gonna have to break up into a couple because there's so many options and variables, and each one serves a purpose. First, I want to talk about probably one of the more popular ones that I personally just cannot stand, mostly because I have scars on the back of my knees from one of these. Okay, so the Flexi Leash. It does have some good points to it. One, you can give your dog some more freedom, okay? Because generally they're, I think, 10 to 15 feet, some are 20 or 25 feet. But so it gives your dog, if you choose, more freedom. If you decide you want them to walk at, say, 3 feet, you know, you've got a lock. Now, the downside, and I don't know that they've improved too much, and this is how I got my scars, is you lock it, and if you're not paying attention, these handles are really bulky. I don't know, I mean, I guess but why this part has to be bulky, but I've got short fingers. But anyways, you're standing there, and it was my neighbor, and he had his border collie, and I had my Aussie, and you know, and I said, make sure that's locked, please. He's like, no, it is. Well, at some point, his hand unlocked it, and the dog felt the pull and started running and ran it out, ran behind my knees, and it ripped the back of my knees. It was, I had a hard time bending my knees for several weeks. So the other problem is I've seen people using these, and there is like this. Now with a leash, if you see anyone with their arm extended like this, get away. They have no control over their dog, okay? Loose leash is phenomenal, but a loose leash is relaxed. It's right here. And then there's slack in the leash. They're like this. They don't have control. And they could pull, the dog could pull the leash, regardless of what leash, out of their hands at any given point if the dog suddenly changed directions. And I've seen these become flying missiles. So Flexi leashes can be good. I would strongly recommend, if you want to use them in an area where there's, you know, not other people and dogs, just for safety. But you know, they do have their purpose and their place. Now, this is your standard nylon leash. This is a 6-foot leash for a medium to large dog. And, you know, they're cute, they're colorful. The downside is a lot of them are not very comfortable if you're holding it, or if the dog suddenly pulls and it goes through your hand. A lot of times you can get a rash or an abrasion. But, you know, for some people, they're very, very comfortable. Now, if you have a dog, generally a puppy, chewing on the leash, here's a quick hack. I don't remember where I got this, but some trainer, go to your, you know, supply store, PVC pipe, home improvement stores, and you've got the anti-chewing. And what I like about it is it's a little bit pliable, so the chances of them truly damaging their teeth are pretty slim. And the thing is, it's a little bit thicker, so the puppy applying the bite, it's not going to feel that good. Now, if you've got a chronic, you know, that they can push it up, so you may have to put like a little stop or tie a knot to prevent the PVC pipe from heading up, or just get a longer piece. But either way, it's a good way to act as a deterrent for biting on the leash. That generally doesn't last that long, which is good. Now, I used to recommend this, and I know a lot of trainers still do, and that's a chain leash. I no longer recommend these because what I have found, they're heavy. They're really heavy. And when you're walking your dog, you know, if, you know, there's slack in the leash, it could be hitting them. And not that it's going to, you know, be painful or but I just don't like that idea. So, and it's also, if you have to grab it, it's really uncomfortable and difficult to hold tight. So it's just something I tend to stay away from, the chain link leash. But here's another variation. This is rope. and it's braided rope, and it's got a nice soft handle. This is a 6-foot one, and it's just, you know, it's soft on your hand. It's easy for people like me who have short fingers. I can double up on my leash because when I'm walking my dogs, a lot of times I'll hold it like this, and then I hold my dog close to me. Then I can let it out and gather it up again real easily. Then you've got your nylon thin leash. These are for your little dogs. Please don't put a dog over 25 pounds on this size leash. It's generally not going to work out well. And also if you're trying to grab it, because they're thin, they're not going to feel real great going through your hand. So really for little dogs that don't pull a whole lot, these are great. Leather is another popular material. This one's got a nice latigo at the clip and the handle just for a little more durability. It's really soft in your hand, and if it runs through your fingers, it's not that uncomfortable. They're much more durable than the nylon.